Hey folks, so we have a Clarity Act update. I'm telling you, the government can be closed or not, it doesn't matter. They have to do this, and they're still moving forward. They are still meeting, they're discussing it because it has to get done. We are in a pickle. I mean, they say our national debt's at 37 trillion. It's more like 104 trillion, something like that, the total U.S. debt. It's ridiculous. We're broke. The dollar, the trust in the dollar is eroding. Gold is flying for that reason. But nonetheless, here's, as Eleanor Terrett says, a play-by-play. So Eleanor Terrett is reporting that a play-by-play of what went down at the Senate Democrats Crypto Industry Leaders Roundtable that just wrapped up, according to sources in the room. The meeting opened with 30 minutes of introductions from industry leaders, which one attendee described as offering the top-level highlights each participant wanted to see in the bill. Basically, it's their wish list, right? So she goes on to say, senators warned crypto leaders not to act as an arm for Republicans, reiterating that trust had been broken with the DeFi proposal leak. Trust was broken because they let the public know that these guys are trying to screw the American people is what it is. And I'm glad that it leaked. I think more of these meetings need to be held publicly as they occur. So they said that trust had been broken with a DeFi proposal leak, which is right here. They added that making a public scene over negotiations as industry did 2 weeks ago would set the bill's progress back. Why? Letting the people know that they're about to screw the American people? No, I don't think that's going to set anything back. It's going to set Democrats back, as well it should. They've been crooks for too long at this point. That includes some Republicans, mind you. I'm not leaving them out. The senators, as a group, said they were committed to getting a bill done, understanding that no slow walking was happening, and emphasizing that Republicans themselves have current issues with the legislation. More to come. Yeah, of course, the Rhino Republicans. It's always those guys. But here's the deal, and I'm going to give you the update with the Republicans here next. But the real issue here is that the Democrats are completely in support of the banks. The banks don't want us to be able to earn yield on the value of our assets. It's almost like them saying they don't want us to earn a profit or a return on investment property. That can only be earned in one way from one organization. Only banks can pay you interest on your money. But you can't earn it from a DeFi protocol or from an exchange who might want to pay you interest for keeping your stable coin there with them, because a stable coin is equal to $1, mind you. So if you want to earn interest, then you got to sell the stable coin, turn it into $1, and take it to the bank, where the bank only can give you, let's say, 4%, right? But you know what banks do with your money when it's sitting in there? Like if it's in a savings account, which earns even less money. Savings accounts are typically 1 to 1.5 points less than what a CD might earn you, right? A 6-month CD will earn you a certain amount. A 12-month CD will earn you more, the longer you lock it up with them, which is fine. I guess some people are comfortable with those terms, but they keep you that low. So let's assume a 1-year CD is about 4%. The bank turns around and lends that same money out at 9% or higher. So they make more than twice the amount of money on your money, and they want to be the only ones to be able to lend that money out so they can lend your money out and make money on you. They don't want the exchanges. They don't want anybody else doing that, and they certainly do not want competition. And the Democrats are obviously okay with that. And that's what that leak told everybody. And you're going to see in another video, you're going to hear from the Association of Banks, or Bank Association. They're saying the same things. And same with a guy over at the Federal Reserve, because they don't want to lose their monopoly on the dollar, right, or on the currency, or on the financial system. And that's what crypto represents. It represents a complete paradigm shift and a spreading out, basically more competition, spreading out of power over the financial system. It gives us more autonomy, and they don't want that. So that's basically what's going on the Democrat side pretty heavily, and with some Rhino Republicans. But let's take a look at the update on Republicans. So here, Eleanor Terrett is reporting that Republican Industry Roundtable just wrapped. Per a source inside that room, the convo was very chill, with lots of talk about wanting to come back to the table and work with Gillibrand and other Democrats. The room was said to be in general agreement that the legislation should be strong on AML, that's anti-money laundering, BSA, and illicit finance, with the biggest concern being how to define DeFi and by extension, how to regulate it, all right? DeFi is decentralized finance, and that's like a way to earn money on your digital assets. Two suggestions came up. One, focus regulation on intermediaries, not protocols. Two, lock Republicans, Democrats, and industry leaders in a room for 3 hours to go through the bill line by line and surface concerns. I say they put that on C-SPAN so that we can see exactly what these fools are talking about. I mean, come on, man, this is ridiculous. But it's basically they want to try to game the system so that the buddies that fund their campaigns and their political careers, they get the benefit. And those of us who actually vote them in to supposedly represent us, we get screwed. That's kind of how this whole thing works out. And no matter how this thing pans out, we're going to get the short end of the stick in many ways. We just want to not get screwed as badly, hopefully. And now, President Trump being president doesn't dictate every detail of these things. You have to understand how it works. But I do feel we'll probably end up with a better deal under him than we would have under anybody else. To be honest with you, anybody else wouldn't even be entertaining the idea of a Clarity Act right now, because we saw what the Biden administration did. They went after Ripple and the crypto industry pretty aggressively because they wanted to kill it. So what you're going to see in the next videos, you're going to see people over at the Fed, you're going to see people over at the banks basically saying, well, you know, only we can pay yield. Nobody else should be able to do it because, and then they're going to make some kind of argument about treasuries and blah, blah, blah. It's ridiculous, okay? They just don't want the competition. They like the monopoly on the financial system that they currently have. And the restrictions. I mean, if you want to go get a loan at the bank, oh my God, all the paperwork, the waiting, their personal, you know, each bank has a separate set of rules, and their crooked credit scoring system is just ridiculous. I mean, I've known wealthy people with awful credit scores getting the best rates out there just because of who they know and how much they have in their bank account, right? But they have awful credit scores and they still get preferred rates. But you and I, if we mess up even a little bit, if you have an 800, man, you're going to go down to a 650 real quick, like in a blink. Miss one or two payments, boom, you get hit. And let's say you still have, let's say, a 720 or something, or maybe even a 650 credit score, and you go try to apply, man, your interest rate's going to be considerably higher. Not the wealthy, not the people in the know, not the people that are connected. Not these people in government. Oh no. I mean, you've heard all the stories that are going on right now with some of the indictments of people like, I guess Adam Schiff has the potential. I think, did he already get indicted? He might have already been indicted. And also Letitia James, right? You know, they went out there and did mortgage fraud. They had two primary residences in separate states, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, they can break the rules and they shouldn't suffer any consequences. But you and I, we do something not even a tenth as serious as what they've done, and we get hit hard financially. Enough already. Let's distribute the lending capacity, because let's just say you become a multimillionaire with your crypto, and you want to lend $100,000 out at a certain rate using a DeFi protocol. You should be able to do it. If you want to offer a certain amount of interest to be able to use somebody else's money, and you want to collateralize it with your crypto, you should be able to do it without using a bank. You could use a smart contract. They don't want people to be able to do some of those things. The details will matter. So we got to keep an eye on this thing as it develops. But trust me, don't trust me. Just take my word for it, I guess, is what I would say. They have to get this thing done, because the American financial system is at stake. The world reserve currency status of the US dollar is what's at stake, because they've printed it into oblivion. Anyways, I could keep talking about this. Keep an eye on the next videos, because you're going to hear it from their own mouths what they want to do. All right? We'll talk to you on the next one. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and bookmark. And we will see you guys on the next one. Until next time, adios, amigos.